Hello everyone, welcome to The One. The One is my second YouTube channel, and I started it because I wanted to share my passion and my experience I've gained from flying my drones. I have a DJI Air 2S that I think is an amazing drone that I actually got at a relatively good price. What I recently did was I got my advanced RPAS license here in Canada, so that now allows me to fly in a lot of places where I was only allowed to fly my mini drone prior to this. The mini drone, sub 250 grams, you can fly it in Canada almost anywhere without restrictions, without a license. Now, the one thing that you can't do, and that's really annoying to be honest with you, I live in Edmonton, Alberta, and this city has a bylaw that prohibits the launch of any remote controlled drone or anything. Yeah, it actually says flying machine from city parks, and as far as I understand it, city owned property. So now most of the time, at least that's what I used to think, the only places I could fly was the river itself, or from the river bank, because the river happens to be federal jurisdiction and the city cannot tell me what I can and can't do in the river. Problem is, the river is only frozen part of the year, so I cannot practically fly from there unless I'm on a boat or like on the riverbank somewhere. And that sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. There's a lot of parkland there, so you're always a little bit sketchy. However, I've been dealing with this for over 2 years, and you do what you can not to let them spoil your fun. While launching the drone from the riverbank is a severe restriction, there are advantages to that because the river goes through Edmonton in curves, and there are places on the riverbank where the water is low most of the time that give excellent view of the downtown skyline. Here's one of those shots that I did most recently early on a Sunday morning. Now with this advanced license, I run into the same problem still with my bigger drone, but there's a thing that I didn't fully explore while I was only flying the mini drone, and that is private property. You are allowed to launch from private property, which is of course my own backyard, which I've been doing plenty. But there are only so many different things that you can capture from your own backyard. And even when everything changes with the season, you get kind of tired of taking off from the same spot, flying to the same places, and then the neighbors know there's a guy with a drone there, and get one guy that doesn't like it for some reason, might call the city up and stuff, and then knock knock, even though I am legally entitled, I might have city inspectors or peace officers knocking on my door, and that's certainly not what I'm after. But private property, I have found out that most of the time when I ask somebody, they just shrug their shoulders and they say, well, when we're not here, we don't care. Launching a drone, you don't have to do anything. You don't park a vehicle there or anything like that. I am actually getting to most of the places here in the city on my bicycle. And that's a huge advantage and a disadvantage at the same time because I cannot carry as much. But my plan for this afternoon, or like it's evening already, is actually to go to a place where I know that it's not city property, but it is a wonderful location in the west end of the city, or Central West I should call it. that I can take off from and perhaps capture some beautiful images and footage of the city high-rises while hopefully the sun is setting and you can see the reflection of the sun in some glass windows. That's what I'm after tonight. Now, as for flying in the city, it'll remain a challenge. But I'd also like to mention that as of right now, I am also available for drone services for hire. I still have to get my start on that because up to this point, I have not had a paid gig. And I hate to admit this here on YouTube because I like to come across like, yeah, I'm experienced now. You know, it's been 2.5 years that I've been doing this. And I think my skill level, you know, it's getting quite good. There was definitely a steep learning curve to get in here. And it also is a bit of a, how do you say that? It's another hurdle to overcome to get your foot into this type of business. But I am super passionate and excited about flying the drone. And actually I'm working on a reel that covers the whole city of Edmonton, you know, different locations. The plan is to showcase more of my work so that perhaps people can find me and eventually it's only a matter of time somebody is going to see this and say, hey, this guy knows what he's doing, why not give him a chance? So if that's you, I greatly appreciate that. And for the rest of you, I understand, perhaps you don't mind hitting that like button for this video. Anyways, I'm back on my bike now. Turn this camera around. This is the bike I took across Canada, coast to coast. Now, while I'm technically riding my bike out to this location, I want to show you some of what I would pass on my way and what I have so far for my reel of the city of Edmonton. I hope you enjoy these clips. See, before I go flying, I usually run through my checklist here. This is a basic flight. So, yeah, we could check all this, see? We're not within a control zone. No temporary aviation restrictions. No airplanes in the air. I'm gonna be completing this and then I'll be taking off. Before takeoff, I like to spread the propellers apart so they're already properly balanced before they start up. After the initial takeoff, I just test all the functions to make sure there's nothing unusual going on. When my drone's battery is down to about 20% or so, I bring her back and then hand catch her. Yay, another successful flight. I don't think it's anything spectacular that I captured there tonight, but the light was relatively good. Problem from here is that in order to get the really interesting stuff, I'd have to go beyond visual line of sight, which I'm not ready to do. It's illegal. Yeah, you have to kind of set yourself some boundaries in that regard, especially in the cities, since I don't have a visual observer who's going to follow the drone. I have to kind of keep that within my own control, which usually works quite well. I thank you for watching all the way to this part of the video. I appreciate you all. If you could just gently touch the like button and then perhaps subscribe for the next video, because I'll be making a lot more and it's all about the drones. At this point in the original recording of this video, I mentioned that I post stock footage on Wirestock, which was true at the time. However, things change fast in this world, and Wirestock has since introduced a monthly fee. That monthly fee is actually more than you can hope to earn, so I quit uploading there and I'm uploading somewhere else now, and I'm gonna tell you all about it in an upcoming video, and I hope you'll join me for it. See you in the next video.